So there's one thing that's going on that always bugs me, and that is if you're using anything besides the meta team composition, man, you are shunned, you are looked down on. But let's be honest, it's not a huge difference in progression if you're using less than usual teams, using new heroes like Alsa, using new heroes like Florbell. They all perform pretty close to the same, and it's not the cookie cutter build, so a lot of people just completely discount it. One thing that's great about the early game in AFK Journey is you can kind of use any team you want and still progress pretty well. I'm going to jump on our Mauler meme team here today, show you guys where we're at. I've been waiting to do this one specific task for a few days now, mainly because I want to record it and I just haven't had time. So let's jump right into it. Don't be a meta slave. Have fun with the game. Let's show you guys what's going on. Now, as you see here, we are about to do 1125. I've actually been at this point to be able to clear it for a little while now. It's been a little bit since we kind of got into the spot here. It's been like a day or two, and since then we have powered up our team. But let's be honest, our team essentially got to this point at level 200 across the board. Essentially, we've had a lot of additional progress lately because we're in that final push on our server. So yesterday and the day before, we had a lot of progression, but most people that play this game free to play can get to pretty much where we are at now, around I'd say like what, day 30, which today is actually day 30. We of course have gotten a couple things. We got the travel log, and then we also got the growth plan and all that. So we do have more summons and higher quality heroes, of course, but at a very minimal investment, we still got there in just about the same exact amount of time. Normally, I feel like people need to have like level 200 heroes, maybe a couple 190 heroes. We were able to do it just a little before that, basically just because we have powerful heroes. We have Supreme Plus, we have Supreme heroes, and as you guys see here today, we can even power up even further. I've been trying to like hold back my progression a little bit just so it wasn't too big of a difference. Like you can see here now, we're way ahead of the curve, but it kind of just goes to show you can use these heroes, and we're sticking to a huge meme here, like legitimately huge meme. We're not using anything outside of like Rainier for the Mauler faction. Like Rainier is the one we use mainly for bosses and stuff, and we are going to try to build him up as fast as possible. But this is our team right here. This is legitimately the team I've been using, going with non-conventional tanks and everything. And as you guys can see, we'll get the final stage done and knocked out. We've been using these types of heroes, yes, and still managing to get good progress. I even throw Brutus in sometimes. We have the Soren Alsa combo. We have Lumont tanking in the front row, which you'd think is weird, but that big AoE buys a lot of time for this team, and this is absolutely nothing compared to what you would normally see people recommend for doing AFK stages. And as long as you're building teams that have synergy, cohesion, you can actually make some progress here. Now, I did mess up the swap hero, I think, so I don't know if this is necessarily going to work. We need to take out that Vala quickly, but this team is oddly satisfyingly good. Like, it's crazy how we are actually getting wins with these teams, and I think we're even going to get a win here. Yeah, that was probably the worst setup I probably could have to go up against the stage. Yet at this point, we're like completely overpowering it because we are way higher in level. But making heroes like Soren, like Alsa, meta and viable is just really, really awesome. And it's one thing I wanted to just talk to you guys, because I see so many people only focus, hyper focus. This is the meta team. This is the meta team. You can't do anything without the meta team. You can pretty much do the same, and you do have a little bit more freedom when you are a slight spender, like a light spender. The biggest probably boost overall to our account, I'd say, had to have been, oh, it's not even here anymore. Yeah, they're just completely gone. Is the growth plan. The growth plan was probably a really great one between diamonds and everything, especially if you're pushing rate up banners, which we did. Alsa and Soren to a really good spot. I really wish I would have gone a little bit further in on Alsa, but what we're doing essentially on this account now is any rate up we get and any diamonds we get at this point moving forward, we are literally just sitting on them, saving them, and we are going to wait for what I think is going to be Mikola as the next Mauler that we get. I don't know if it's the next hero or not, or they're going to come much later on. But as you guys can see, we are getting some decent progression on this account, and I'm having an absolute blast doing things that is not meta. Anything that's not meta, I will enjoy. We'll still use the good heroes, of course, like we know Odie is the meta hero and everything for this, but we're surprisingly ranking still decently, even though we don't have a lot of the right parts and pieces to make things work. So I can show you even like Dream Realm. Now Dream Realm, I do still throw in one hero because I feel like if we don't have the Thorn, our ranking is going to be horrible. This is usually one of our worst rankings right here, and that's mainly because we don't have a Mythic plus Thorn, and a lot of people invest in a Mythic plus Thorn for this. Looks like we are strong enough, though, probably to push to the next difficulty on King Croaker. But having the Odie Alsa combo for Dream Realm really helps pick up slack for places that we're lacking. We don't have Merrily, we don't have Corrin, we don't have a lot of the correct parts and pieces like Tamisha for Necro Draken. But this team still seems to work decently because we got Coco, we got Odie. The other thing I really want to build on this account is Shakir, because Shakir is one of my favorite heroes. We're building up Seth as well. That was a weird blank screen. Okay, weird. We do move up to the endless mode finally on King Croaker. I don't know how this is gonna go. Could go poorly. I don't know how much damage he's gonna put out. Wish we had our Mythic plus Coco, but right now she is just Mythic. We are in the process of getting her maxed out next, but right now Endless Battle resources are still going to get Supreme plus Odie, because again, he's just gonna be hands down the best boss damage dealer alongside Alsa on our account. This team's doing surprisingly good. Like, the damage is really solid. We actually might be able to get more hero copies right now. This is intriguing, and this is what I like to see. The downside is our server actually does have a lot of spenders. So typically when we come to Dream Realm, we stick around the top 50-ish. Some bosses that, of course, this team works better on, we can make our way up to like the top 20. But it's really hard to compete on this server because there are just so many spenders out there. And yeah, this is a really good attempt, considering we're going up against an endless mode, and Coco is putting in work with that damage reduction. Odie doing a ton of damage in the back. We're going to lose Alsa, of course, but I think that's the best option, and it's really the only option at this point. I'd love to get Rainier on this with Mythic Plus, but only being at Legendary, he's very far away. It's going to be a long time till we get him, but again, my main focus is Mauler heroes. We'll slowly build the Rainier up eventually, because, I mean, technically, he still counts in the faction bonus, so... yeah, wow, we actually hit... We almost got to 20 million already. Holy cow, I will take it. Good damage right there. More summons to come. Yeah, puts us in the top 50. That's pretty much where we are used to sitting here on this server. And yeah, we're not way at the top, but again, we're just like, we're a very low spender. We bought like 2 things the entire history of this account, and it's still working really well. So don't be a meta slave. Have fun. If you have heroes you want to use, go ahead and use them. If you want to right out of the gate build the Aaron comp with Arden and stuff like that, go ahead and build that composition. If you want to build a Graveborn team, well, that one might not be so good because healers are a little bit of a rough spot there. I mean, you could go for a Lightbearer team, something like that, or just have fun and build whatever heroes you want. I love this hero. I think he's actually good in certain situations, but using heroes that nobody else uses, I think, is probably one of the most fun things to make viable. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Hopefully it opens your eyes to be like, let's try new things, let's just have fun. I like Lumont. I'm gonna try using Lumont. Not gonna be the best strategy, but it's still not that bad. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.